Alright guys, so I'm going to try to make this video about as short as possible, but we are going to be able to take a look at a few things here. A couple things I want to show you real quick before we get started on this video, before I go too deep into everything, because I really want to make this video about 15 minutes long or less, or maybe just a tad bit longer, but not too long if you get my drift. So you remember me telling you I was going to get a get rid of a smartphone and go to a flip phone, and that's what I did. I got this thing called the Cricket. Uh, this thing's called the Cricket. This is the this is called the debut something Flex debut. I don't know exactly who makes it. I think it's Alcatel who makes this phone. Anyway, it's actually not a bad little phone though. It's actually good. It's actually a pretty good little phone, especially for the money you pay for it. But I needed to change my plan anyway. My plan was old and outdated, so it didn't really bother me any. What is this stunning piece of hardware that I'm on here? What just so happens is this? What is this thing? And this, remember me telling you I was going to change my Linux distribution? And I did. I changed it over to something called Ubuntu. Let's see if we can pull this up here. Manual. Let's see. Ubuntu. Ubuntu owners. Let's see. Welcome to Ubuntu. To the Ubuntu manual. I don't need that. I already know how to do this. Anyway, so let's just take a quick peek around this thing. So I give you an idea of what it is, and I've done a lot of changing on things to make it look like this. So bear with me. But this is just your start menu. Then you have other things. You have different kind of different places you can different works desktop environments. So you got like four of them to go with this thing. So let's get back over here to number one, so you can see my ugly face again. And so this is just like a notepad thing. You just type in what you want to. It's very simply, to be very simply honest with you, it's basically nothing more than having discard changes. So yeah, it's nothing more than having, sort of like an XP or some kind of Windows 98. If you like that sort of thing, then this would probably be for you. You'd probably like this. Plus, I did. Plus, I went a little bit all out. See, times three equals. See, yeah, that's K calculator. That's basically KDE's version. And so, yeah, I basically went all out on this guy. I see file manager. This is just a file manager. Pulls up different files. It's a very simple, very basic, very modest. It's a very modest laptop environment. It's got all your basic stuff in here. Let's see. Here's your graphics. LibreOffice Draw, which is something you don't need to know nothing about. But yeah, we got LibreOffice, which is a full Office suite. Chromium browser, Falcon browser, Firefox browser, the Chrome browser, which is what I've been using. The reason why I'm not using Chromium this time is it doesn't allow me to actually sign into my Chrome browser. So they said they were not going to allow that for Chromium. Don't know why, but they said something about some nonsense. The simple screen recorder is what I'm using. Uh, it's basically just a basic little simple operating system. Is basically all it is, and it also has VLC Media Player. So let's pull this up. VLC Media Player, which is comes stock with it in this computer system. So that's pretty normal. And then you got trash, you got different type things here. So let me go ahead and so yeah, you got trash, you got different type things here. So let's go ahead and let's pull up some things here real quick. Okay, let's not look at that nonsense. But yeah, you remember me telling you that I got a regular phone here, so I got me a regular little B, just a little B debut Flex by Cricket. It's actually a pretty good little phone though. I mean, it's not a bad little phone to be honest with you. I mean, it actually is a pretty good little phone for, I mean, really what it is. Man, okay. So yeah, it's got like, can you see that? I'm trying to figure out exactly how it works. I kind of I haven't dealt with this particular OS before. It's called KaiOS, and I had never dealt with this thing directly before. I'm getting used to it though. It's not like the phones of previous time. It tries to be a little smarter than what it probably should be. It's a little bit too big for its own genes. Uh, so let's just take a peek real quickly. Anyway, I told you I got me a new one, new thing. So anyway, if you wanted to have, let's say, Cricket, which is on the AT&T network, and you would basically need to pay $30 a month, and then that gives you five nationwide 5G hotspot add-on not available. Not available. You don't get anything with that. So for the 10 gigabytes, but if you go up here to unlimited, and then you got a hotspot add-on, everything else for $35 a month. So I mean that's a bit more expensive on a flip phone, but I've got this plan right here, and this little phone does have Wi-Fi too. I mean a hotspot. So basically, you don't see too many smartphones have hotspots, but that one does. You want to get your hotspots working. So I got this plan, and I got 4 lines. Let's see, set up the 4 lines. One line. Anyway, anyway, I got that plan there, and you can actually choose which one you got. But I got the 4 line plan. So, but also got 4 people. I also got other people help me pay the bill. So it's not just all on me. There's other people paying the bill too. So it's not. It kind of comes out a lot cheaper for everybody when you do it that way. When you got a big bundle with people, if you got enough people that can do that with, like, let's say you got your mom or something like that, and so you can kind of like you can get like your mom, your dad, or something like that, and then you. So you've got all that coming together. You can actually save some money. All of you can, because really that one plan is that kind of money. So let's pull it up here. All right, investors are making up the highest share of home buyers in 5 years. So basically, what this thing says in short, instead of trying to read this one off, it says that this one right here is there's investors now are basically buying up all the property. That's what they're doing is they're buying up all the property. And all right, so I'm gonna explain all of this and where it all leads to soon. Exclusive India weighs greater phone location surveillance. Apple, Google, and Samsung protest. Okay, so India reviews telecom industry. All right, India's government is reviewing a telecom industry uh, proposal to force smartphone firms to enable satellite location tracking that is always activated for better surveillance. A move opposed to Apple, Google, and Samsung due to privacy concerns, according to documents, emails, and five sources. A fierce privacy debate erupted in India this week after Prime Minister yada 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 government was forced to rescind an order requiring smartphones makers to preload a state-run cyber safety app on all devices after activists and politicians raised concerns about potential snooping. So, U.S. debt, $38.5 trillion. Let's see. Black Friday credit card usage is extremely high, with a large majority of shoppers using card and buy now pay later plans to finance purchases, often leading to significant debt not paid off immediately, especially among younger shoppers like millennials who show high adoption rates for credit cards, buy now, pay later, uh, to manage holiday spending, missed economic, yada, yada, yada. So, in other words, who's this through? Let's see, this is through. This is not really giving me a thing. Dive deeper AI mode. Oh, yeah. Here's how many Americans are using credit cards to. Uh, Study finds 95% of Black Friday purchases were financed. Wow. This is on Reddit. Study finds 95% 10 days ago. Study finds 95% of Black Friday purchases were financed. That's how bad it's going to be, folks. What's it all coming down to? Well, it's coming down to basically this, and they did say this right here. Yeah, well, but that's not it. But anyway, the World Economic Forum said that you will own nothing, you'll be happy. And this thing just glitched out on me. I don't know why it just did that, but it does that for some reason. I'm sorry about that, guys. This is the second time I tried to make this video just because of that reason right there. It just glitched out. See how that glitched out? I'm trying to make it glitch back in if I can. But it just glitched out. I don't know why it's been glitching out like that. But it doesn't do it whenever I make when I do a thing. It doesn't do it whenever I do a thing for some reason. I don't know why. But it doesn't do it when I actually make a video. I can make a video just fine with no problem. But for some reason it just likes to glitch out. And I have no idea why. Anyway, so what the World Economic Forum is saying, or what they're trying to say is, and I'm just going to leave it like this, so please forgive me. And you see, what it is the plane of focus fuse. What it is, for some reason, it's the camera itself that's doing this. I don't know why it's doing this. There we go. I put myself back in focus by just doing that. That worked right there. I have to remember that if I see that happen again. Just put my finger in front of it. But anyway, or maybe there's something on it. But anyway, so what all is this coming down to? Just being serious. What all is this coming down to? And I know my videos aren't the best videos. I know I don't make nothing but just basically mediocre videos at best. And I'm well aware of what kind of videos I make, but I also make no money on my videos, and I don't try to make money on my videos. Now, do I? Do I ask for any kind of cash in my videos? No. And do I try to sell any kind of products? No. Do I anything else? No. I'm only doing this just for the good out of goodness of my heart. I don't have to do it. So, what does all this narrow down to? Well, what all this narrows down to is the United States government is going full tyrannical on us, and the governments of the world is going full tyrannical on us. They want to go with the model of China. The great the Chinese the great Chinese social social credit system. And what they do is over in China's social credit system, and they think they can make America a better country really by doing this. And what they want to do is they want to make it here in America so that we follow a certain kind of system, right? I spend too much time on my computer. The Chinese social credit system says you spent too much time on your computer. It says you spent too much time on your cell phone. It says you spent too much time doing this or you spent too much time doing that. And you're not a productive member of society. And also, if you jaywalk, you lose points. And if you get too low of a social credit system in China, you cannot ride a bus, you cannot do this, and you cannot do that, so on and so forth. So, what they're pushing for here in America is the Chinese social credit system. They're pushing to put America in the Stone Age, basically. They're wanting to put us down into the Chinese social credit system. It's flat out simple truth. That's what they got planned. And I mean, look at it. They're trying to basically put your picture ID involved into a computer like this one. They're trying to put your cell phone they're trying to put your ID into your cell phone. That's why I want the flip phone, because I can turn off location on this thing. I already have, uh, and then I can choose to turn it back on if I want to be able to get weather and stuff like that. So I can turn off, or I can just type in the weather in the browser, stuff like that. So it's just fine. It's not a bad phone, like I said, and hey, but the point is they're trying to basically make it so that a you cannot have a simple device. They're trying to make it so that you cannot even take a smartphone and have a smartphone work, you know, work for you and not be spied on and everything else. They're trying to track you everywhere and everything you do on the web. The only way you got to get around this, really, and it seems like kind of old, kind of outdated technology or something like that. And believe me, there's some Linux versions that's way advanced, more past this version. This is just what I chose because I just like old, simple Windows XP type thing. Uh, and you see my last version of Linux and how it was pretty advanced. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to push in a oligarchy state of China runs controls. I mean, well, we're running control like the Chinese social credit system. So they'll own they'll be you'll be going to right now. Now look at it like this. I'm gonna give you how it works real quick. Then we're gonna get off here. All right, look at this. So they're trying. Look at it. They're trying to push it in so that the Chinese social, so that the China, so that. All right, I'm trying to push this. All right, so they're trying to push in New York, up in New York. They want to make a government run, owned run grocery stores. That's what they want in New York. They don't want anybody to have any kind of thing. Look at Walmart. They're making it impossible in places like that to go shopping and do everything else in Walmart to go buy your groceries. And then the price of food and everything is getting up so high, so they want to make a government-run grocery store who buys from corporations. Simple as that. They're trying to make it a corporate oligarchy, basically. So then the second factor is look at it. They're trying to take over your privacy from your digital stuff, everything else, knowing where you're going, tracking you the whole time, everywhere you go, everything else. They're trying to push it so that you are tracked across the entire world. I mean, on everything you do. So you think privacy is not important? It really is. The best thing you can do with your smartphone right now, if you got a smartphone in your pocket, is take the thing out. Go get you a pair of earphones with a talk thing. Get you one of the corded kind with a talk thing. Take a small drop of glue, stick it, and then just put a few drops of glue over top the microphone thing, and then plug that thing in when you want to talk on the phone. That way they can't hear your conversation. That's what that'd be the best thing for you. It really would be. It might sound ridiculous, but that's that tiniest little hole right there, and you just plug it in. Plug in with a physical port. Just plug in, your plug-in jack into your phone. And when you want to actually hear, if somebody wants to hear you, well, so be it. I mean, so if you want to talk to somebody, so be it. Talk to them through a headset. Uh, all right. The next factor is they're think about it. They're trying to know everything you're doing. Trying to know where you go on the web. They're trying to bring in the food thing. I meant the government run grocery stores. Then they're also trying to bring in uh, so that basically corporations and the government owns housing. And right now they're even having a war against homelessness. They're causing it. They're literally having a war against homelessness. People that are trying to be are homeless are going through hell right now. So look at it like that. So they're having a hell of a time right now. So what's happening? What this whole thing is falling down to is they, the, what I mean by they, I mean the government and the corporations and stuff like that. They are working totally in cahoots to basically make America the great China, Chinese social credit system. That's exactly what they're working towards. But anyway, I'm gonna get off this thing. I've been trying to get this thing done for a while, and I haven't really been able to get it done, even though I've been trying. So I'm gonna get off this thing. And currently, I don't seem to see how long. Excuse me, how long I've been doing this thing. It says total time 20 minutes and 28 seconds. So I made a 20-minute video for you. But anyway, that's what it's working towards. I mean, and if you don't see the writing clear as on the wall as possible, they've been wanting to take guns for a while. You know they've been wanting to do that. And they've been wanting to take your guns. They don't want you having food and storage and stuff like that. They don't want you having that stuff. They don't want you having food. They don't want you having guns. They don't want you having none of this stuff. They want you to be dependent on them because they're trying to do one big thing, make a big, big thing out of all this. So anyway, be good at it, and take it easy, and see you on the other side, my man.